So guys, since you really seem to enjoy those videos in which I go through my perfume collection and share with you some top lists like I've already done in the past with the fragrances I'm never bored of or those ones that I love and hate at the same time, and in case you missed them, make sure to check out the description box down below. I will leave links to them. But today I decided why not to run you through a very special list of fragrances that I purchased immediately after testing them in the store for the first time, which rarely happens, so make sure to keep on watching for all the details. But before we jump right into it, I would like to ask those of you who are here for the first time to subscribe to my channel right now, and please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up in case you would like to see more top lists like this. And once you're done with that, we can get started. Hello and welcome everyone to today's short but sweet list of fragrances that are very special because, as I've already mentioned, I purchased them immediately after smelling them for the first time in the shop, and my role is to experience perfumes at least a few times before purchasing a full size, because I'm not the biggest fan of blind buying, to be honest with you. Of course it's fun, but you might end up with something you don't really like much and cost a lot of money. And the same idea is when you go to the shop, you like something, at first sniff it seems to be a beautiful perfume, but as you wear it, maybe the dry down is not your thing, maybe it's really not your type of the fragrance, and that is something that I recommend everyone just spend a bit more time with the fragrance, maybe sample it first, but you know, it's not always possible not to fall in love with the perfume at the first sniff, and of course you can't really avoid making a mistake, which I've already done once, but these are probably the only perfumes that I purchased immediately after smelling them in the shop. So let's just get started. And the first perfume that I absolutely love and I find is one of the best fragrances out there, especially when it comes to vanilla, my favorite note, is Vanilla Diorama by Christian Dior. You've already heard me talking and raving about it on my channel because this is a massive favorite and one of the best vanilla perfumes in my collection, and you guys know how many of them I have. So what's so cool about it? I remember that I saw a lot of positive reviews on this fragrance, and I thought it's gonna be nothing special. When someone really raves about the fragrance, I'm like, okay, let's see, okay? I'm not always sold, but I love vanilla, so I went to the shop, I saw it there, and I got really excited. So I sprayed it on myself, just like I've done right now, and I kind of liked it. It was like a bit spicier and more deeper and you know, oriental type of vanilla, but still with some freshness. But I decided to, you know, like walk around and just smell other stuff, but I could not stop smelling on my wrist. So after a couple of minutes I went back to the Christian Dior stand and just bought the smallest size because it's still a pretty pricey fragrance, but I'm so glad that I made that purchase that same day because I had money. And if you do too and you're as much of a fan of vanilla as I am, you definitely need this one because it's like the boozy type of vanilla. There is cacao pod, cardamom, this vanilla with a pop of orange and spices, patchouli for the depth. So it can be worn on the everyday basis, it can be worn to a special occasion. This is a very grown-up type of vanilla. 90% of vanilla fragrances are not quite like it. It smells like a boozy vanilla pot, very expensive, very gorgeous, very niche, potent stuff. So I'm still in love with this fragrance and I find it is unisex, and if you can get your nose on it, do so, and if you can't but you want it, blind buy. I never recommend to do that, but in this case I'm pretty confident that you will enjoy it if you love boozy vanilla fragrances. But while we are on the boozy subject, let's talk about the next fragrance, and that purchase was made real quick, probably the quickest I've ever done, and that's because Slow Dance by BYREDO is this gorgeous, very like juicy and like vanillic patchouli with cognac, with the popanax, labdanum and incense. There is also a little bit of vanilla in here, but there's not a vanilla perfume. It's more like, you know, like a plum, violet, cognac, slightly sour, a little bit smoky. Patchouli in here is so beautiful because it's like a boozy patchouli without any earthiness. It is quite powdery too, and I remember that we were at the BYREDO booth with Benny, and the sales assistant there at Douglas you know, counter in Frankfurt is so nice. I wish I could purchase from him anytime I am there, but honestly, I smelled it, I was excited for this perfume, I like the story behind it. We've actually already reviewed it with Benny, so I will leave all the helpful information like reviews on mentioned fragrances down below in the description box. Please check it out for more helpful information. But this is amazing, you know, like night out, colder weather type of perfume with big projection, with beautiful sillage. It is a compliment getter and it is super special. So I smelled it and I was like, yes, I'm not disappointed. It is all I wanted from this perfume. Give me a bottle of it. So that's how I purchased that one. Let's move on to some Jo Malone perfumes, and here I am cheating a little bit because I don't have one. I have much more than one, but I want to present you this collection which I bought right away after it was launched a few years ago, because I was invited sort of to the launch party, and it was about, you know, these English fields, if I'm not wrong, and there are 5 fragrances in total, and there was this lady that engraved them. So I got one that says Yana, I hope you can see it, another one is Tommelise, and I really love the collection because it was super creative. One fragrance is called Oat and Cornflower. It is amazing. All of these smell kind of like natural and yeah, like a feel. This one, Primrose and Dry, is like a sunshine vanilla with yellow flowers and a bit of milk. Green Wheat and Meadow Sweet is like a bit of a greener, grassier, and at the same time super sexy type of fragrance. So this one is really cool. And Poppy and Barley, they released later, as you know, like a permanent fragrance in their range, which is like this creamy, powdery, beautiful fragrance, but I really needed to have it back then when I had no idea that they will actually add it to their permanent catalog, because it was like the powderiest and the creamiest and the softest, like musky fragrance with a hint of floral in there that's abstract. So I definitely needed that. And of course, Honey and Crocus, I couldn't say no to this one. So I believe it costed me like 250 euros to get the entire collection, but this one is, you know, like honey, almond milk with a hint of spice in there, also really attractive. So I couldn't really decide which one I want, and I had the money, and you know, I was so excited to be at the party, so I was like, okay, it's now or never, give me the collection. But I have a few more limited Jo Malones when they did the same thing, but I really wanted to, you know, like give a shout out to this collection that I still enjoy till this day. But I'm very, very precious like with these fragrances because you can't find them anymore. Even the Poppy and Barley, I don't think that it's like the exact same scent unless you know more, so let me know if you agree or disagree. But that collection is just beautiful, and I'm a big sucker for limited Jo Malone perfumes as well as for limited fragrances in general, and I thought that this next one is gonna be one of them, but no, it's in the, you know, like general catalog of Tom Ford perfumes. But this bottle attracted me even more than the fragrance, which I smelled in the shop, and I'm talking of course about their Rose Prick, and it's a nice scent, but I purchased it not because of the way it smells, but the way it looks. It's just a little bit too spicy, too peppery type of rose that's like hot musky, this is how I call it, and it's just a bit challenging for me to wear. But I love this bottle. So it was like 250 euros, almost like the same price as I paid for those 5 Jo Malones. But you know, it sits nicely on the shelf, being so pink and beautiful. But if I knew that this is gonna be like you know, a fragrance that can be purchased anytime, who I'm kidding, I would still buy it for the bottle. But Let's end this video on a very sweet note and fragrance that comes also in a very pretty bottle. I was really curious about it and purchased it way back when I had literally like 5 fragrances in my collection. It has been in my fragrance wardrobe since the beginning, and I'm talking about by Juliette Hezegan, which is an amazing, mass appealing, beautiful gourmand in the style of how designer fragrances used to be. Very beautiful with this like vanillic, caramelized, powdery raspberry. This is a super pretty fragrance. I remember I had literally like 100 euros from my first salary ever, and I bought this perfume and I still have it, and it still brings me a lot of compliment, and it's just like a very beautiful, powdery, sweet cloud. But with that being said, those were a very few fragrances that I purchased the same moment when I smell them in the shop. Let me know if you do that often or not. Please share some of your top picks down below. I'm really excited to hear from you. If you have any questions left, I'm here to answer them. If you want to stay in touch, please follow me on my social media. Give this video a thumbs up if you would like to see more of these and you enjoyed this one, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to stay tuned and smell good. We will see each other in the next one really soon. Bye guys.